Aggie fans, welcome to another edition of the Utah State Coaches Corner, except today, not the Coaches Corner. We're here with Jerry Bovee, our active AD, joining us. Jerry, welcome.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, thanks.
I've heard so much about the Coaches Corner now.
Yeah, it's going now. We're on episode 4. So
You're trending on Twitter and all that as a host of the show.
Not yet. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Hopefully someday. So this role for you, a little bit different, kind of a transition. Can you tell us about that, kind of coming from the deputy now, the acting AD for Utah State? What's that like? Yeah,
the last month has been a little crazy. I've been telling people I felt like I'm swimming underwater or under ice, sucking air through a straw to get to the surface. But it's stuff that it's what we do. My wife has told me, I've noticed you're flexing different muscles now. You got into the deputy role, and now you got to get into the AD role, and it is different. The deputy stands in the back of the room with their arms folded, supporting the athletics director, and athletics director's out front, working with coaches, working with the staff. They're just different roles, and I get to do both for a while. I can't replace myself at this point, so in this process, so it's been good.
Yeah. So this is your second time in a similar position. You were, down at Weber State on the campus side, moved over to athletics in a similar situation. Eventually took over as the AD for 10 years there. So what are some things you learned from that experience there that are helping you now at Utah State? Yeah,
that's a good question. I think that experience, I went through an interim scenario there too, and you can get caught up in worrying about how that's going to play out. But once you've been through it, you realize the most important thing you can do is work hard for the brand, help the department feel that everything's going to be okay, because change is different for everyone in a department. And an athletics department is made up of a wide range of employees with different roles. You go from the coaching side to the staff side, marketing, sports information, and everyone has a little bit of a different take. So trying to keep everyone just in this space of it's going to be okay. I've been through this before. If I'm not worried, don't you be worried. Utah State is an amazing place. It's why we're all here, why I came back in 2019, and the support we have from the administration and others on campus. I mean, there's just something different about being an Aggie. And so helping everyone to realize that the ship's afloat, we're going to be fine. Our student athletes are still having an amazing experience, and we're okay. That's been the biggest thing, is helping everyone just to calm down. Business as usual, let's roll.
Yeah, I mean, you say, business as usual, really special being an Aggie. I think we've seen, some special times here, especially last night. Utah State men's basketball to the best start since 1939, set a record for three-pointers. I mean, can you talk a little bit about that team, kind of what we're seeing from Coach Odom's squad there?
Yeah, that's been so fun. The makeup, the transfer portal has changed the dynamic of college basketball, really all of our sports, but being able to have some new faces with experience, like a Taylor Funk, who was out last night, but still provides leadership to the team. Watching that whole process and seeing how they have gelled together over the summer and now into the season, it's all about how we trust each other. It's like anything else in business or whatever it may be that you're involved in. It's all about trust. Are we working together? Do we have each other's backs? And watching this team come together over the summer and now perform at a high level, I don't think they realize yet how good they are or they can be. So it's been fun to watch them improve each night that they go out on the floor, and we're winning road games. So, if you win a large majority of your road games and hold serve at home, you can put together an amazing season, and we're off to a great start.
Yeah, absolutely. That team hosts Weber State on Monday night, so excited to see them back in action. Tickets are still available. Fans, be sure to visit UtahStateAggies.com. Get your tickets now. Shifting gears over to football. So Coach Anderson's second year here, heads to another bowl game, heading down to Dallas for that First Responders Bowl. Tell us a little bit about that bowl process, what the selection looks like. I mean, we're in a spot where, we had to get that 6th win to make sure we're eligible. What does that look like from a department standpoint? Yeah,
going to Hawaii and getting that win, and then going to Boise a couple of weeks later after beating San Jose at home and being bowl eligible. A lot of people might think, well, you're bowl eligible now, so you can glide in no matter what happens, you're in. It's not necessarily true. All those games matter, and it's a big there's 40 bowls or so 80 teams get a chance to go. It's not a guarantee as a 6-6 team you're going to get a bowl invite. In fact, there was the Saturday of championship week. We needed a lot of things to happen for us to be guaranteed even to get into a bowl game. So, I watched more college football that day. Coach Anderson, I called him and said, hey, we're not in yet. So he was texting me all through the day about every game mattered. A game at Georgia Tech, and okay, they lost, so we have bigger opportunities now. And then we had even a team in our own conference, UNLV, with 5 wins, because it is a big collection of teams with varying degrees of talent. If you win 6, you're bowl eligible. It doesn't mean you'll get in, but every year invariably there's going to be a few teams that need to fill holes that have 5 wins. So there was a time in this process where UNLV had a chance to go with 5 wins, and winning a bowl game matters. Sometimes we just think, oh, this is just the cream on top of the great season. No, it matters, because your conference is judged of their strength based on how you do in bowl games. And because we were a little bit higher ranked, UNLV had a chance to get in with 5 wins. Now Buffalo won at the last second and pushed them out, but there was a lot of juggling going on at the very last minute just to get in and see where we were. And then the conference is so involved. I was talking to Brett Gilliland from the conference daily about, this is what it looks like it could be. It's not a guarantee, so we can't say anything. But early on, he was kind of telling us, you're probably going to be in the Metroplex somewhere in Texas, either Frisco, which we've been to before, or the ServPro. The ServPro Bowl, or the First Responder Bowl, typically is a Big 12 bowl. And even up an hour before it was announced, Oklahoma State was vying to get in, and some things were changing at the last minute. So you can't really say you're in until it's announced.
Yeah, not in until you're in, right?
You're not in until you're in.
Not in until you're in. So, looking at those logistics, I mean, we've got coaches, we've got staff members, we've got student athletes who are all flying down to Dallas 2 days after Christmas. I mean, it's a big undertaking. What does that process look like? What are some of the ins and outs that fans don't really understand there? Yeah,
I mean, my job as an athletics director is to make sure that we don't lose the budget. People will look at bowl payouts and say, hey, that's a good payout, you should be able to do that. But the bowl payouts all go to the conference, and then our conference, with our support and help and feedback, puts together rules and policies so that everyone that's in can have a good experience. So a bowl payout might be $1 million, but you might only get 700,000 of that dollar figure to work your bowl, and then it goes into a big pool so that everybody can have a good experience. As you get closer to New Year's Day, the bowl payouts get better, but we all have to do our part to make it work. So our payout, while better than last year, because it's based on travel and how far you go from campus, the costs associated with going to a bowl over the holidays, over Christmas, is different than we've had in our last 2 bowl experiences in Frisco and in LA. So, we could come home right after the bowl game on the 17th of December and our kids can get home for Christmas. Well, they have to report. We have to be there by 1 p.m. on the 23rd in Dallas for the bowl week of activities. We're going to be there over Christmas. That changes the dynamic. We have coaches' families that need to be taken care of. We have players that are married with kids that we can't separate them at Christmas. So your costs change a little bit based on, you need a bigger plane. Most people don't realize a charter plane typically will cost you 70 to 80, 90,000 during the season. We're looking at 250,000 during bowl season. The prices go up, there's more demand, whatever that looks like in the industry, and so we've got to be prepared to make this work. So for us, we're getting a payout without tickets involved of just over 600,000. We got to make that work as best we can. And the coaches, they're fighting for the best experience for their players and families, and we are too, but within a budget. And so that's where the hard work comes in, to kind of negotiate. Do we give money toward this initiative, or do we put some money toward a police escort to a game, and what does that all mean towards helping us to be successful but also creating experience?
Yeah, you talked a little bit, mentioned the costs are rising for our department, right? Costs are also rising for fans. So what can we tell fans? How can they help? They've got Christmas coming up. It's tough to travel over the holidays. They probably already have their plans. They're not going to be able to make the bowl game. How can fans here in Logan and in Utah who aren't able to make it to Dallas support us and help us through that? Yeah,
there's actually a couple of things they can do that we started promoting yesterday through your department in marketing. One of the things for us is we're operating right now on about a $650,000 budget, but the first $100,000 of ticket sales come back to us before we get into revenue sharing. So we're not selling as many tickets. Last year, everyone was excited. We were Mountain West Conference champions. We were going to a brand new bowl game at SoFi. This year, we're going to a new bowl game, but it's a different sacrifice for our fan base. So what we're asking our fans to do right now is, if you can't go, but you're looking, because I get calls every day, you do, we all do, of what can I do to help? Our fans are so loyal to the Aggie, Aggie Nation, and one of the things they can do is purchase a ticket even if they can't go and donate that back. We have opportunities for them to either do a tax deductible donation that we'll turn around and use to purchase tickets, or they can simply go to the ticket office and buy a ticket that they click a button and give back. So we're working with our admissions office on campus, because we have a number of potential Aggies, not athletes necessarily, but potential Aggies in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We're going to work with them to take tickets that might be donated back from our fan base and give those future Aggies an amazing experience before they even get to campus. These are high school seniors that are looking at coming here. And so if we can get our fans to pony up and buy tickets even if they can't use them, we're going to put those to good use to increase the brand for Utah State University as a whole, not just athletics. We're here to back up the mission statement of the university. It's not just about athletics. We're a part of a bigger team, and that's, I think, what makes Utah State really special.
Yep, I mean, definitely a special place. Fans, if you want to help out with that initiative, be sure to purchase tickets, utahstateaggies.com/tickets. It'll be under football, First Responders Bowl. If you want to make a monetary donation, go directly to Aggies Unlimited. Options and availability will be there. Jerry, do you have any other?
Yeah, I mean, I think depending on what your situation, if you're a business and you can write off a ticket buy through just buying tickets, then go through that route. If you're an individual that you're purchasing not part of a business, you can make a tax-deductible donation through Aggies Unlimited, and we'll turn around and purchase those tickets. So we've made it easy for whatever situation you're in to make it as best as it can be for you also as a fan or a business owner. So we'd invite you to look at that and help us out. It'll provide a better venue with Aggie fans in the stands for our team to have an experience, and I think it's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Aggies, that's it for this edition of the Utah State AD's Corner. We'll have more episodes upcoming. Got a lot of exciting things happening here with Utah State Athletics. If you come down by the stadium, some construction has started, so we'll talk about that in future episodes. Have a very big partnership we're excited to announce. If you have any questions that you want to go directly to Jerry, our AD, with, visit utahstateaggies.com/askthead. There's a form there for you to fill out. Jerry, thanks for joining us.
It's good to be here. Go Aggies. We're excited.
Go Aggies.